Hey everyone, this is Waleed Yousif. Today we're talking about when to buy a home as owner financing. And I'm talking about first-time family home buyer, when you try to buy a home for you to live in. So it gets really complex and overwhelming to go and buy a home the traditional way, where you would go first hire an agent, and that agent would refer you to a loan officer to qualify you for a loan. So then you would have to go through the process to qualify or get a pre-approved for the loan to purchase a property. So you go and you submit your income, the debt that you have, the bills, the down payments, and other requirements that the lender would ask you to submit in order for them to qualify you to purchase that home that you look for. So, and sometimes you like a home, and however the lender may not qualify you for that, or sometimes the lender may qualify you for a home that you don't like. So I want to really to share with you this video to show you the other option that you have, which buying a home as owner financing, something that you can learn about, something that you would have as an option. If you don't want to go through the traditional way, then you have the other option where you would buy a home as owner-to-owner financing. Now, I have done a video about what is owner-to-owner financing, and we went through the details. Maybe I'll put it on the description so you can check it out. So basically what it is really is that the seller financed the purchase for the buyer. So basically there won't be a lender or mortgage company that would pay off the seller. The seller would take a down payment, and through a promissory note, which we explain, it's basically like an agreement. You'll have what's the purchase, what's the interest rate, and what's the monthly payment, and the timeline to pay off that loan. And through that, basically the buyer buy the property and continue make payments until the loan is paid off. Now, when we put a properties and we're trying to sell it as owner-to-owner financing, we get the question quite often from first-time family home buyer, which is, should I go and try the traditional way, or should I buy from you as owner financing? For us, we basically advise they could do whatever they like. They could continue and try it and see the traditional way. That's also a good way to buy a home. Again, it just really the process and the overwhelming that go through it, or they can continue with us and buy the property as owner-to-owner financing. And for that, we actually had a story of one of the client who came in to look for a property that we were selling as owner-to-owner financing. He did explain that, okay, it was like, I've already done 3 times on going through the traditional way. And the way it was, basically, they would go in, they would hire agent, loan officer, and basically they would qualify them, pre-approve them for a loan. They go through the homes. Obviously, some of them they like, some of them they don't like. However, that it could take months until they find a home that they like. And what happened is that by the time they get to the final steps, things could change, right? The income could change, the down payment could change. They might have something that they had purchased, so their credit score got affected. So they would get really to the finish line, and the lender would just disqualify that, or the appraisal would come down, or it can go up. So, and really 3 times in a row that family had to go through and still didn't get the home. So they really came in, they were like, okay, we have already tried the traditional way. We failed literally 3 times. We would go submit all the paperwork, everything to the lender, to the loan. However, we will get to the finish line, we will get to close, and then basically when they run into the income again, their credit score, and that something would show up, because again, this could take sometimes 6 months or takes time to find the home that you're looking for. So by the time they were getting to that, things it happened, things do change. So maybe their income sometimes would get changed, credit score, or they perhaps purchase something. The first thing when to look for owner financing is that you don't qualify for the traditional bank financing. You have tried to apply for a bank financing to go through the loan process, and you were disqualified. You couldn't get a home through that process. So then now the owner-to-owner financing would be a good option for you to look for. Or you think that even if you apply, you may not get qualified for any reason that you have. Let's say the income, the credit score, the down payment that you have. So any of that, you think the traditional way won't qualify you, so then you would have the option to go through now the owner-to-owner finance. Now another time when to look to buy an owner-to-owner financing is that when you have or when you want a flexible terms. And what I mean by that, you want the down payment, you want the monthly payment to be a specific. So that's something that you can definitely work with the owner financing property. So let's say you have to put more down payments, so you have your monthly payment to be lower. So you don't have to go through where you got the money, the seasonal of that money, and to explain where you got that money as a down payment. With owner-to-owner financing, this is really flexible, so you can do that. Now another thing that you wanted to look when you wanted to buy as owner-to-owner financing is really the timeline. When you want to move to that property. If you really wanted to move it as soon as possible, to move to that property, so you can understand that probably would be best for you to go through owner financing, because if it's vacant, you can have that agreement literally within 15 to 30 days and have everything done through the attorney and with the title company. If you have that agreement with the owner financing, the seller of that property. However, with the traditional way now, even if the property is vacant, it's still a process that you have to go through until you get qualified, as I said, for the loan to get pre-approved, so they can get all those documents to approve you to get that, and then from there they would have to go through the process with also the title company. So that could take at least a month or two until you get ready to close on that property and then move to that home. Now another thing to look for is the credit score, right? Let's say if you think that your credit score won't qualify you to buy a home as the traditional way, then really it would be very difficult to go through that traditional process, because they will take this very, very seriously. They would take this, they will check your credit, they'll check the score even throughout the process. They'll make sure that you still have the same credit score when you initial that application. Now the type of income also, it play a big role on when you apply as a traditional and also when you apply as owner-to-owner financing. So for the most part, people that they see really difficult into getting approved for owner-to-owner financing, really I would say the business owners. So business owners tend to be really having a difficult time to get qualified through the traditional way, or I would say also the freelancer, the 1099. So those people get kind of difficult to get qualified the traditional way. So the option is really to go and see properties that they would be willing to sell it as owner-to-owner financing, because now with owner financing, it's a flexible with accepting that you are a business owner, or you have the income that you have, it comes from a business and not from just traditional W-2. Now, another thing to look for when you buy a home as owner-to-owner financing is less fees. So as soon as you start with the loan, you start the origination of that loan, then those fees start accumulating. Document fee, those documents that they would ask you, other host of fees, again, origination fees, and you will see all those fees all the way accumulating all the way at the closing when you have that closing statement. So you'll have like literally pages of just fees and fees and fees, just all different name of fees, all included there. So, and that's something that you could be saving toward having to pay in down payment, or having to pay to repair that property, or if you want to do anything with that. So you get to save those fees. So instead of paying them for the traditional way, then you would get to save those fees. And that's when you can look for owner-to-owner financing, because with owner-to-owner financing, the fees is really limited to just a couple of them. You will see it's very obvious those fees are, and that's compared to what the traditional that they would ask. Now, another thing to look for, and it's really important to look for, is the rate, the percentage rate. Sometimes you're able to get a lower rate than where you would get it with the traditional financing. So this is something that you would save you a lot of money if you try to get a better rate. So if you get a better rate with owner financing than to get the traditional, then this is a really, really big win, because the rate now would stay with you all the way until you pay off that loan, and you will get to save really a lot of money on having a good rate that would be competitive compared to the traditional. Now, some people might think the traditional had always the lower rate over. As I said, you'll be surprised how you're able to get even a lower rate than what the traditional bank is asking, or even sometimes it's really competitive. And like for us, we try to be competitive into the rate that we have compared to what the current market is, or even sometimes we're selling some of our owner-to-owner financing property even lower rate than what the market currently is. So this is really the thing that we look for. So these are the things that you should look for if you want to buy an owner-to-owner financing. And these are the lists that you could check and see if that's something you still wanted to proceed and go and do as a traditional financing, or if that's something you would want to go and buy as owner-to-owner financing. If you're interested, feel free to check the link in the description and fill up the form, and we'll be happy to reach out to you, and we'll discuss more about the property that we have, so for you to purchase it as first-time family home buyer using the owner financing for it. Again, if you could please like and subscribe to the channel, we greatly appreciate it, or share it with someone who you know that they're looking for a home. They tried the traditional way and now they can qualify for it, and may not know that there is that option for them. So if you could share that with them, that would be greatly appreciated. Again, this is Waleed Yousif. Take care. Thank you.